This is Kid Street in Bridgewater, New Jersey. It's an outdoor playground for kids. And we're here pretty early in the morning, which is by design so that I can show you Kid Street and not the kids themselves. Just be able to focus on the elements that make up Kid Street. So obviously we're here at the entrance. There are some benches right near the entrance. And then over to the right are some picnic tables. All right, so here we go into Kid Street. Okay, this is labeled as Town Hall. Here's a structure that has a floor about 4 feet up. So when you climb into this thing, you're about 4 feet up. And it's got a little tower on top of it. And then coming out of it, I don't know if you can see this, but coming out of it, or to get out of it, there's a truck tire there, and then that leads to a kind of a slide or steps. Let me see. Yeah, it leads to actually a step made of truck tires. I don't know if you can see that, but there's the steps here are truck tires on an incline, truck tires laid on top of wood. So just to back up here for a second, this is what it looks like coming out of that structure there. You've got truck tires as steps. All right, so connected to that first structure, which was labeled Town Hall, is this second structure. This one's labeled Fire Station. You can see a sign there. And so there's a little tower here to the left, and then there's a bigger tower here to the right, and let's go up into the fire station. So there's some steps here. There's also like an area under here, which is like a sort of area to hide or something. So this is sort of a small, darker area here underneath the structure. And then I'm going to go in up these steps. And here's a little opening, and out of this opening is like a fire pole, so you can go down that fire pole. It goes down about 10 feet to the ground. And then if you go this way, you continue on that walkway, and actually we wind up in that first structure where we started, which is an elevated platform about 8 feet square. There's that tube with the tires that leads down to the ground. And this is not a bad vantage point to show you a couple other things. Over here is a swing set. Here's the sort of other side of that main drag, just as you come into Kid Street. Here's another structure built of wood. There's a kind of a tower there, and then there's a walkway through, and then there's another tower there, and then here we have an entrance, and let's go in that entrance. Okay, you've just got structures here. You've got a little walkway, then there's a little platform here, there's a slide coming off of that. Over here, here's a steps built of tires. And then this is a large open area, one of the main areas of Kid Street. Let's just take a look. Here is a large sandbox. All right, so probably for the younger kids, just surrounded by a bench. So the older folks can sit and watch the kids playing in the sand, basically. Got a few toys in there that people have donated. Okay, and then here's what looks like a race car. Okay, built again out of wood and truck tires. So this is a pretty unique element, like a lot of the things at Kid Street are pretty unique. You've got a couple of steering wheels there that you can turn around. Let's see if I can make this thing turn. Yep, the steering wheels turn, so you can feel like you're really driving this car. Then here is over here is a swing set clearly meant for littler kids. And then this looks like a train. And over here we have a standalone structure which is basically wood, and then it's got a I don't know if that's fiberglass or plastic slide. And there's a regular swing set. Here's another regular swing set. Really not sure what the structure is, but you could climb on it, you could play with it. This is labeled post office, and it's a very simple structure that you could go into and play around. There's a door on that side there. It's actually got a sand floor. This is one of those seats that you can just sit in and spin around on. Then this also looks relatively new. This is you know, playground element, obviously made of heavy-duty plastic. And over here is a zip line. There's a couple of zip lines in Kidd Street, and hope you can see this one. But there's the thing that you would sit on or stand on as you were going across the zip line. Going back to this wood structure. This is wood structure right near the entrance on this side, and here you see it. You've got some towers in that walkway, and you've got a really steep stairway here, which again has truck tires as steps. I'll try to show you the inside of that. Here's inside that set of steps. You go up these truck tires and into the main part of the structure. And then that takes me to a little platform, another platform. I'm walking through, and I'm up maybe 8 feet off the ground, something like that, looking out on one side onto this area here where I just showed you the individual elements. There's the sandbox that we started with. That's on one side. And then this leads to another small area here, and then you can take the steps down from there. After that zip line, there's another little structure over here. Just kind of walk through this, and this has got kind of a curved walkway. You go down, clank, 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 and then onto another, into another, you know, platform, which is different from all the others. And then there's a little, almost like a little stage here, a little platform in front of this structure. Here's I guess a truck or a bus, again made out of the classic materials of wood and truck tires. Let's go into this gazebo-like structure. There's a little walkway here, and you've got a bench on either side, and you can sit down, and then you realize that the entire structure actually moves a little bit. I got to move them back and forth a little bit just to show you that it does. Here's a bench, and then here's another race car. Again, truck tires and wood. Looks like maybe a little rowboat or something. All right, and this is a large structure here. This is like a Noah's Ark type thing. There's you see a decorative anchor there on the side of the boat. Let's go in. So there's a little set of steps here. And then we're inside the boat. If we go this way, here we're up in the front of the ship. So here there's a structure with a ladder in it, so you can go up to the top, and there's a big truck tire there. You can actually get in there and get above that tire up in that area. And then down below you can climb down as well along this ladder. And then there's a platform here that you can walk into, and there are poles that you can slide down on. We're about 10 feet above the ground, and so you can slide down on those poles. There's two side by side. Let's take the walkway to the other side. And there's a little house here. And this leads to a slide. And then there's another way up here through another one of these not vertical, but these tubes with tires as steps leading into the area. There's the external view of it. It's a tube made of wooden tires. And here's the slide. Let's go down the slide. Whee! All right. And then we're down on the ground level where you can also play. This is there's all sorts of, well, it's just an open space. There's kind of a window in the thing. Here's another swing set, very similar to the one that we saw earlier, with the traditional swings combined with the green painted truck tire that you can spin all around on. And there are some newer elements back here, which are not necessarily wooden tires. This is, I don't know what you call it, but you kind of hang on and you slide. All right, so you hang on to one of these guys, right? And then you slide, that works really well. Then you slide across, you know, and there's two of them. There's two of them here. And over here, this is also a newer element. So here you've got, I don't know what they are, dodecahedrons or something, all stuck together. There's 5 of them. So you got all kinds of different surfaces. There's handholds and footholds on this thing, and you can climb all around this thing. And then this is a more traditional element for Kid Street in that it's all, well, are mostly wood and tires, and you can just get a mass of kids on these tires here and get an adult to sort of push the structure around and get a nice ride. Let's see if I can show you that this thing does move. Yeah, see, so I'm moving it. There's no kids on it, so it's easy to do. Like that, and you get a nice ride. Then over here, this looks like a newer element as well. A more traditional, you know, element that you see in a playground. Here, by the way, are a lot of benches. So you'll often see parents hanging out here and talking while their kids are playing on the elements of Kid Street. Here you can walk into this element this way. And then here, there's a ladder up. Okay, so you get a view here of the platform that you're on. You're maybe, you know, 8 feet above the ground here. And then there's actually a slide over there. Here's the slide that's attached to that element. Let's get on the slide. Whee! All right. But you could walk along that, you know, that chain, and you've got a handhold there. This is monkey bars. And then this is another zip line area. So you've got 2 zip lines here, left and right, that you can go on. So this is sort of the back end of Kid Street. Here's the fence. There are names on the fence of people, presumably who donated money to help to build this. It's pretty compact. It's hard to get lost here, but yet there's a lot of things to do. And there's a lot of elements that are unique and that at least I haven't seen in other parks. So this has, more than anything else in Kid Street, has a certain feeling of a stage where you could put on some kind of play. Pipes in there, and you can make some noise. On the right-hand side as you walk in, this is labeled jail. All right, so it's got the vertical bars like a prison cell. And then over here, this is labeled police station. And there's a tower here. There's a small space underneath. Here is a horizontal tunnel or walkway, or I guess you wouldn't walk, but you would really crawl through this tunnel to get over to this structure, which is labeled bank. I've climbed up the steps and I'm in this platform here, and I've got a couple of options. Here I've got a slide that I can go down to get back to the ground, and here is that horizontal tube or tunnel, and you could crawl through that. Again, wood and truck tires. You can crawl through that to get to the next tower over, which is right there. And there's just lots of different spaces, kinds of spaces, unique spaces in Kidd Street where your imagination can run wild. Last but not least, here is the bathrooms, which are near the entrance. And also important, here's parking for Kidd Street. And there's also more parking in the back and on other sides of this building if this fills up.